Please note these are a form of social commentary and not in any way meant to put down the ideas and ideals of any political or gender identity. You are all fair game in the eyes of the wicked, and we see you.
The world is like a ride at an amusement park, and when you choose to go on it, you think it's real, because that's how powerful our minds are. And the ride goes up and down and round and round. It has thrills and chills, and it's very brightly colored, and it's very loud, and it's fun for a while. Some people have been on the ride for a long time, and they begin to question, is this real, or is this just a ride? And other people have remembered, and they come back to us, they say, hey, don't worry, don't be afraid, ever, because this is just a ride.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at, see that chap over there? He'll take your hand off my penis!
The Deputy Secretary, the Deputy Secretary, Deputy Secretary.
This guy is fucking stupid!
Okay, and one more sound. Yay! All right. Always good to be back. Happy Sunday to everybody. If you made it this far in the week, if you didn't, lucky you. Honestly, I'm at the point in my life now where I actually congratulate the dead. You know, hey, you got out. You got the fuck out. All right. So for anybody that managed to die, you know, in their sleep peacefully and really just happy to get the fuck out of here, congratulations. You've earned it. You've earned your way out. All right. I just heard about a 100-year-old lady that just went skydiving in Chicago. That's the type of old person I want to be. But, you know, we all want to be that kind of, well, at least I hope so. Most of us want to be that kind of cool old person. But in modern society, the stuff we eat, the you know, the American way is eating horrible foods and, you know, gelatinous, fake, fat-filling GMO garbage. So I highly doubt we'll even make it to that age, at least naturally. And I don't know. In a certain way, I kind of feel like you're cheating death out of you know, his job. You know, I don't know. We have people that live way longer than they ever should have, which is a great thing. I mean, nobody wants to miss their grandma, you know, but at the same time, it then also provides, I can see why these Republicans will have some excuse and why they're always trying to take away Medicare and Medicaid. The main reason why they want to take Medicare is because old people are living the longest lives they've ever lived. And you know shit is fucked up when you can outlive your own insurance. My father passed away this year in June, actually on Father's Day. And what really breaks my heart is that it's just sick that if he had died 5 years earlier, he would have gotten his pension, you know, his whole plan. We would have the inheritance, all that shit. It was at like 300,000, I think. I know I was supposed to receive something like $100,000. I said, give it to my nephew. I don't want it. I probably would have just put it in some sort of savings bond for my kids. But I don't know. There's something just weird about me taking my dead dad's money. So, yeah, it's really screwed up that you can actually outlive it. So, yeah, in my opinion, if you're paying for life insurance, then that should pay for your life's insurance, not 10 years insurance, not 20 years insurance, life insurance. But that's the way we work in such a backward, retarded ass world. And again, retarded has nothing to do with the mentally disabled. It has to do with the personal disabled, like the just complete morons. See, we don't even bother with stupid people anymore because they're not even stupid anymore. Now they're just fucking retarded. And when it comes to people with mental handicaps, most of them are actually productive members of society. So I prefer the mentally handicapped over the moronic retard. And so let me just go ahead and start off by showing you something that just blew my fucking mind that I was shit on for making fun of. This is an exact picture from, oops, I don't want to put the person's name on there. I'm sorry, don't look at that. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is the girl math situation. Now, it says that it basically just says that girl math is this is a subject this is an example of girl math, which I really wouldn't call it that. So it's saying that tattoos are basically free because you pay for it once and have it until you die, which means it only costs cents a day, depending on how long you keep it. You do realize that that's not free. That's still the exact opposite of the word free. Free means not to pay anything. So I don't care if you're paying a cent. I don't care if you're paying half a cent. You're paying money for a good or service. That's not free. All right. If it took me 20 years to pay off a Lamborghini and I finally paid it off, I don't owe anybody anything. I don't run around saying I got a free Lamborghini. It makes no sense to say that it's free and then in the same sentence saying that you're paying only cents a day. That's not free. And so I commented on it, making fun of it, saying this is just really bad math and just this is bad English and bad math because that's not the definition of what free means, and it's also just completely stupid, and it's also divisive because it says girl math. So once I wrote in that you realize the whole sentence contradicts itself, I get bombarded by, oh, of course a man wouldn't understand. No, I tend to understand, real math. Not man math, not male math, not guy math, not this guy's math, but math. The stuff that our teachers, showed us. And guess what? My math teachers were mostly female. So if that's girl math, then what was she showing me? Stupid. Absolutely stupid. And to be vilified for not agreeing to the division of calling it girl math. Also, I'm a semi-male you don't have to be a female to be a feminist. It just means you really respect women. So I respect women a lot more than to say that bad math is girl math. No, that's just not math. And so that's what we have today. We have people that dry lab and make up words and make up facts. You are not allowed to make up your own facts, okay? And it makes about as much sense as a guy punching you in the face, then getting arrested, and then blaming the world because they wouldn't let him go around punching people in the face. It doesn't make any fucking sense. You're the one in the wrong. Just accept it. So to go along with the stupidity of this world, I'm going to show you another one of just the absolute ridiculousness of how stupid people are and how we got here. So, yeah, to claim that bad math is girl math is actually it's kind of sexist, and you're saying that women are stupid. And so being told, of course, a man wouldn't understand it, that honestly made me happy because I'm like, yeah, you're right. I don't understand it. And it's a good thing that I don't understand it because if I did understand it, I'd be as stupid as you are. All right. So it reminds me of uh, the exact reason why I could never be a Trump supporter. Because again, these are people that are just agreeing with it because they're female and they feel like this is representative of them. I'm sorry, stupidity never represents anything but other stupidity. So let's go ahead and show another beautiful example of the intelligence of our country.
Who would you rather have president, Joe Biden or Vladimir Putin?
Oh, Putin. Definitely.
And why is that?
I believe he's been given a tough since World War II. Russia's been the bad guy. When in actuality the Nazis left Germany, and they ended up going to the Ukraine, coming in here. George Bush was actually, thank you. George Bush was actually a Nazi.
This MAGA moron is saying.
Wow. All right, so let me just dissect that little part right there. Whew. All right. This is an example of stupidity being treated with the Dunning-Kruger effect, and this is why I said this makes as much sense as bullies playing victims. So now you have a woman right here. Now again, this is nothing against women. I was raised by women. All right, nothing but strong women. I also heard somewhere on that stupid Facebook that strong men and alpha males don't like strong women. And they tried to bring up this one situation, and I said, no, they brought up a manipulative woman. And I said, no, because you're falsely equivalating strength with manipulation. You don't have to be strong to be manipulative. You just have to be a fucking a sociopath, or just, someone that looks to prey on those with the shortcomings of others. So that's not a strong woman. A strong woman handles her business and stays who she is. A weak woman will be conniving and manipulative and all that shit, and so would a man. It doesn't make a difference. Strength does not come from manipulation. Strength comes from the avoidance of that exact kind of attitude. Okay, so she just stated that that since World War II, Russia has been looked at as the bad guy. Okay, since World War II, I don't think she knows what the Soviet Union is. I really don't understand. I really don't think she knew that Russia was the Soviet Union back then. And then she goes into saying that all the Nazis went to Ukraine. Where do you get this shit? No, none of that is right at all. First of all, Hitler himself went to Argentina. Now, this is no longer a conspiracy theory, tinfoil hat theory. No, this is just putting fucking history together and learning the reality of it. Now, you have to, again, remember, Napoleon said it best, history is written by the winners. Meaning, if I beat your ass just by an inch, I got one shot off you that I needed. I can go around in line and say I kicked your ass because I won, and it doesn't matter. So the ignorance of saying that shows that she doesn't even know what the Soviet Union was. She doesn't know who fought who. The Americans in World War II never even went after the Nazis. So that shows the strange relationship right there. Now, we already know Americans like Henry Ford were selling tires for their tanks to Germany. We know that Standard Oil, E.H. Harriman, and who was a railroad builder, and he's even mentioned in the movie Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Now, that guy actually helped build those railroads that led into Auschwitz. All right. If this was, a modern day way that we make things, if you had looked at the tracks that led into Auschwitz and led into those death camps, you would have saw Made in USA on a lot of that steel. So, it's amazing how these people have gone from let's see, basically being right wing, we love Republicans, to, oh no, we only love one guy who doesn't even count as a Republican, and we're going to shit on everybody else. But in 2001, this woman was probably licking George Bush's ass, calling him a hero. Now, this is, again, a situation where the bully gets to be the hero. She actually chose Putin over Biden. You chose Russia over America. Now, I don't know. I'm not an anthropologist. I'm not an anthropologist at all, but I like to consider myself an unofficial anthropologist, one without a degree, but still loves to study human behavior. And what that counts as is an anti-American. Most MAGAs are anti-American. All right. If you're going to choose a communist red country over ours, get the fuck out. Okay. That is what I worry about. That is domestic terrorism 101. That's the first shit they learn. And when she says that Bush was a Nazi, wow. Okay, first of all, there's Nazis everywhere. Okay, dumbass. Windsor, the House of Windsor, the actual British royal family, their name isn't even Windsor. It's something more German. Nazis are everywhere. And you cannot just say George Bush is a Nazi, because Prescott Bush was the one that helped fund a lot of the Nazi idealisms. And what's it called? When you have people like Prescott Bush and the Rockefellers, DuPont, and the Ford Company, all of them worked on both sides of the war. So you can't just say, oh, well, Bush was a Nazi. Yeah, I bet you $20 she likes Meghan Markle and that fucking redhead douchebag. And Prince Harry has been seen in Nazi uniforms on Halloween. Why? Because he knows his bloodline is that. And so, she clearly doesn't know a goddamn thing. And that's why it's funny when you put a microphone to these people, because they really show how little they know about anything. So now you have all this infighting and just insanity, childlike behavior. So let's go ahead and watch the big red retard go ahead and try to look tough for half a second, because he honestly, every time I see Trump in that little room blaming his kids, basically doing whatever he can to avoid any kind of accountability, he runs away and literally blames everyone that worked for him and his children. Father of the year right there. Look at Eric, was ready to fucking cry.
Familiar with that acronym?
I've heard of that, yes.
Okay. Tell me everything you know about GAP. What is GAP?
Generally accepted accounting principles. I don't know what's in GAP. I never took the CPA exam.
I love how they all
studied
know
for it,
the word.
so I don't know all the various components of what GAP is.
Are there any components you know about what GAAP is?
Not really.
Okay.
No.
Of
That's
course, why would you
convicted
know anything?
felon Alan Weisselberg, Donald Trump.
So that was, yeah, like you said, that's Weisselberg, who Trump had thrown under the bus, saying that, oh yeah, he knew all about it, man. So luckily we get a few people, since we can't have it televised, we get a few people that are telling us what's going on in the room. So we have McConney's not only done with the direct testimonies, various Trump's lawyers, blah, 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 blah. So apparently during this whole stint, Trump apparently started throwing little mini tantrums. He started, crumpling paper, because that's what a tough guy does. He crumples paper when he's angry. Now, this is also funny because we've heard Eric Trump say multiple times, I have the toughest father in the world. Dude, your dad wears diapers and fears everyone. Your dad made up a fucking bone spur problem to run away from the draft. You could have just been like Cheech and Chong and just fucking ran, bro. Shit, nobody has ever looked at fucking Cheech and Chong and said, fucking draft Dodgers, No, because you know what? They weren't destined for that. They were destined for marijuana and greatness, god damn it. Mexican America. Beaners. Sorry, you can't talk about Cheech and Chong and not fucking smoke. It's against the law. It's against the law. I'm pretty sure there's a law about that. If you mention Cheech and Chong, you take a fucking hit. All right, so I want to get back into this because I want to show you just the devastation and desperation of a coward. Now let's go ahead and look at this guy, and you tell me how tough he fucking looks.
Presenting the information in accordance with GAAP.
Oh, look at that little shark.
Alan Weisselberg
Oh, look at that little fish.
Object to the form.
I would say yes.
And
I would say yes.
Generally accepted accounting
Of
principles.
course you're going to say
are
yes. You're going to blame everybody you could possibly blame, dude. So then, when they asked him about GAAP, G-A-A-P, the funniest part was that Trump literally said, Eric knows all about that shit, and Don. Now look at when they testify, Donald Trump Jr. is so idiotic. He actually thinks that he's charming the girl, the interviewer, who's actually just laughing at him because you're supposed to be smart, and he actually thinks he's charming the girl. This is hilarious because it's one of those things I've only seen in the bar.
Here, play this clip.
Do you have any familiarity with an acronym GAAP, G-A-A-P?
Generally accepted accounting principles, yes.
Okay. How did you become familiar with that acronym?
Probably in Accounting 101 at Wharton.
Accounting 101 at Wharton. Now, Accounting 101. See, I was going to originally call this episode Asshole 101 or Pussy 101. I don't know, whatever. But the point is that generally accepted accountability principles is the very first thing you're going to learn in accounting. So either you didn't go to accounting and your daddy just footed the bill, or you are so fucking empty-headed you somehow forgot the 2 + 2 = 4 part of accounting. Yeah, I can believe either or.
Okay. What do they teach you about generally accepted accounting principles in Wharton?
Well, I'm not an accountant, but that they are generally accepted.
Anything else?
They're laughing
That's
at
pretty much
you.
what I remember from Accounting 101. So.
Have you told me everything you know about GAAP?
Basically. I'm sure I could come up with some creative stuff to kill time, but I'd be doing neither of us a favor in terms of educating ourselves.
And here's Eric Trump, who was supposed to be running the organization during the relevant time period. And here, Eric.
The fact that he even said I could make up something. First of all, the idea that you think you could make anything clever is hilarious. Your haircut isn't even clever. I mean, you have a massive head. You should be wearing a fedora or, I don't know, get a stylist. Find a gay guy and make friends with him so he teaches you how to fucking dress. Because honestly, I look at pictures of myself in high school and I dressed like a fucking colorblind fucking alien. And honestly, I laugh at a lot of the way I dressed. You know, I let my friends cut my hair, so I always had patches in my damn head. But I still got with the hottest chicks in school, so I was doing just fine. That is how you charm people. Not by saying, I'm a big dumbass that doesn't understand the basic principles of accounting. Yeah, want to go out with me? No wonder you're with that fucking chick that just goes around screaming all day.
Trump says that he, even though he was supposed to be running the company, doesn't believe he's ever seen a statement of financial condition. Play the clip.
I don't remember a video conference in 2021 talking about the statement of financial condition.
Now this guy looks terrified.
I mean, maybe you could show me something, but again, I don't think I ever signed a statement of financial condition. I don't. I've done a lot to try and jog my memory, and I simply.
Oh, you've done a lot to jog your memory. What does that even mean? I've done a lot to jog my memory. I went to memory school. I practiced lucid dreaming. I went to the Total Recall machine, and I also went into the Inception machine and the Matrix machine. And honestly, it hurts when they stab you in the back of the head, but they said it made no difference in my brain meat. That's right, there's no difference in my brain meats whatsoever, because I'm a fucking moron. Now, first of all, I know a coward when I see one. That right there is a coward, all right? That guy's a coward. And then the fact that your dad threw you under the bus saying that you knew this and that and this and that and you didn't. Man, you really are the most hated son. No wonder he only gets excited when, well, of course, he gets excited upstairs and downstairs when he knows his daughter's around. But no wonder Trump thinks of you as the worst one. He didn't even want to give Donald Jr. his name because he was afraid that he might become a loser. That was actually a quote. He didn't want to give his name up in case the kid turned out to be a loser. Well, guess what? He's a fucking loser. And so is Eric. So you didn't have a chance anyway, unless you were going to name unless you were going to name Ivanka fucking Donald. I don't know. Danaka. I don't know. I can't put that name together. So, excuse me. All right. So, in conclusion, we have a fucked up system where we have cowards, traitors, liars, cheats, and grifters attempting to overthrow a government once again, which we've already gone through. If anybody were to remember the 2000 election with Bush v. Gore, we already experienced a rigged election. And finally, I just want to mention one thing about the Great Pumpkin, is that the simplicity of him is what's hilarious. But it is his big-ass mouth that sometimes does not say a lie. Sometimes he's so stupid, he blatantly blurts out actual truth. Now, again, remember he kept bringing up, I saw thousands and thousands of dancing Muslims in Jersey, Okay, not actually true, but there were dancing Israelis, and they were caught. They were caught. They were stopped. They were found in their van. These I think there was like 6 Israeli, and these guys actually managed to get away, knowing that they were caught filming the fucking shit. They were caught filming the towers. They were caught dancing and celebrating after the towers. And then when they got caught in their car, they found plastic box cutters. They found really strange equipment and residue that made the bomb dogs go, made the canine units go crazy. The bomb sniffing dogs were going crazy because they could smell the residue. So not everything he says is 100% bullshit, but it is about 98% bullshit. And so if you get that little 2% every now and then, it's funny because that's why he probably will never be president again, because the motherfucker can't keep his mouth shut. So that's why he doesn't know any real secrets. Because if you think that the government would have fucking let him look into real secrets, he would have blurted it out on Twitter back when he was on it. Okay? So, so finally, in conclusion, if you are a moron, please read, learn something. News does not come from Facebook. Let me just help you there. You're not going to learn anything on Facebook. So please, do some fucking research. Do some actual reading. And, there are some good films on YouTube, but read first and then find a video that matches the facts. Don't just watch a blank video and say, yep, that's how I feel now. Because that is how we got here. All right? Love you guys. Stay safe. Sorry. Love you guys. Stay safe. Stay free. Stay yourselves. And I will see you on the other side. Most of all, please stay cheesy, my friend.
Please note these are a form of social commentary and not in any way meant to put down the ideas and ideals of any political or gender identity. Nor all fair game in the eyes of the wicked, and we see you.
The world is like a ride at an amusement park, and when you choose to go on it, you think it's real, because that's how powerful our minds are. And the ride goes up and down and round and round. It has thrills and chills, and it's very brightly colored, and it's very loud, and it's fun for a while. Some people have been on the ride for a long time, and they begin to question, is this real, or is this just a ride? And other people have remembered, and they come back to us, and they say, hey, don't worry, don't be afraid, ever, because this is just a ride.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at, see that chap over there? Take your hand off my penis!
The Deputy Secretary, Deputy Secretary, Deputy Secretary.
This guy is fucking stupid!
Stay cheesy.